Hi everyone, I put together this video so that everyone would get all the information that they needed for parent-teacher conferences. I know those are coming up in a couple of days, and I want you to have something you can refer back to if you need to, but I also want to give you some clear expectations of how to talk about the Brigance if that's what you're talking about, and how to talk about the form that we used last year if that's the one that you're using. So just as a reminder, if you've been able to get all of your students in your classroom completed with the Brigance, you can go ahead and use that form for your parent-teacher conferences. If you have not been able to complete all of the assessments for your students using the Brigance in your class, then please use the form that you had last year. Your pedagogista should be able to give you access to that form, and it should be something that you've seen before, but please reach out if you need help in filling those out. When it comes to the Brigance, we are starting this off as parents. This is a normative assessment tool. What does that mean? That means that we know child development happens along what we call a series of norms, right? Most 2-year-olds are exhibiting a certain skill at a certain point in time, that sort of thing. Most 9-month-olds should be able to get themselves up into a seated position, and they ought to be able to switch objects from hand to hand. It's just part of their development. When we look at a normative screening tool, what we're saying is, hey, this is what a normal development looks like. Where does your child fall in this spectrum? What are the skills that we've mastered? What are the emerging skills? What comes next? Okay, I am putting together a brochure to give to parents so that they are equipped with the knowledge of what the Brigance is, why we assess students, how it's done, who's doing it, all of those fun things, and also a letter that explains to him that this is something we're piloting in our school, so not every class has it. You will not need to explain to them everything about what the Brigance is. We are having that information prepared and ready to give them beforehand, so please don't worry about that. But as you're looking at this assessment and you're talking to parents about it, how do you approach it? So I would say, we use the Brigance. It's a normative assessment tool. It just gives us a bird's eye view of where your child's development is today. The Brigance goes across all domains of development. So it talks about their fine motor skills, their gross motor skills, social emotional language, and their cognitive development with math and literacy. Basic things that all of us want our children to be successful with. Couple of things that you have with the Brigance. Number one, you've got this data sheet for whatever your age is. This sheet, number one, all parents get a copy of that to take home with them after the assessment, and I need to see a copy of that child's assessment form by Tuesday of next week, please. So I'm recording this on Thursday, sending it out on Thursday. I need all of your completed Brigance assessment forms by Tuesday because I want to see those and have a chance to have any conversations with you that I need to before that time. So when you go over that data sheet, you can say, hey, these are the things that your child is doing really well. These are some things for us to work on. So for this particular child, they're in a force class. They knew their first name, they knew their last name, they knew their age, they don't know their street address. Hey, mom and dad, that's a great skill for you to work on at home. And if there's something that you want us to do at school and you want to provide that, that's fantastic as well. If you have a child who didn't do a skill or weren't able to perform or answer correctly, that's okay. One of the things I also want you to explain to families is this data sheet covers an entire year's worth of development. I don't expect a child to turn 4 and score a 100 on this assessment because they just turned 4, and this is for the entire 4-year-old year, okay? So make sure you explain that to parents, because if they see that lower score, they're gonna be like, oh no, my child needs help, they're behind. No, they're not. We just are looking at this for an entire year, and those things that we haven't mastered yet are what is coming next. Those are the things that we're working on. So this child on this particular assessment, there were some skills where they were supposed to draw shapes. They weren't able to get some of those shapes right. That's okay. It's October in pre-K. By the time we do this again next spring, there's going to be advancement in those skills, and there's not a concern about it. So as you're talking to parents, talk about things like that. If you have funny notes of things that they said, I think it was really funny. All of the pre-K students, when they were asked to identify their stomach, they called it a tummy. That's cute. If there's something that a child said while doing the assessment, share that with parents because it shows their personality. If you have any anecdotes of things that have happened over the course of the school year, social interactions that you've seen, that's always a great thing to share. Your child is always such a kind friend. Somebody fell down the other day and your little one was the first one to go check on them and help them pick themselves up and brush themselves off. And it was really exciting to see them exercise empathy in our school family. If you have a child who loves a certain center, they want to be in the atelier all of the time, they're very creative, call that out for parents. Parents are going to assume that you love their child and that you want what is best for their child. And we know that is true. I've seen you interact with these children for months now. You love these children, and as you talk to parents, that's going to shine through in your voice and in how you respond to them. Don't be nervous. You are the expert here, okay? I have faith in you. Your pedagogistas have faith in you. You're going to do great. Now, I want to talk a little bit about this page right here. You can get it on the Brigance website. And as you see, it's going to tell you, oh, this child is above average, this child is average. And this, because it says those two words above average in two categories, I would be okay with this teacher sharing this data sheet that has this language on it with the child's family because it's positive. It's not going to cause a parent to panic. It's not going to help them think that, oh no, my child's not in a good school environment. I need to get my child more support, more assistance. It's not going to cause any of those things. And that is something good for those parents to be able to see. But in that same classroom, we have a friend who theirs looks like this, and it says below average everywhere. Do not show this to a parent. That's how they panic, right? If you saw that as a parent, oh no, my child is below average in all of these areas, what's wrong? That's not going to help you feel supported. It's going to put them in a place of panic. We don't want that, okay? That's not going to change what's in the assessment, but it is going to change how they receive the language of the assessment, all right? So if you have a form that has two areas like this one that say above average, you can share that with families. If anywhere on that form it says below average, do not share it with the family, okay? Save yourself some heartache, save them some heartache. If you have growing edges with a kiddo, hey, we're really working on these fine motor skills. Are you doing any activities at home to help build these skills? You know, we want to pinch or grasp, and we're really working on these things. Let parents know that. Let them know what you're working on in the classroom. Ask them to help work on those things at home too. They want that information. They are dying to have it. They want their child to succeed more than we do. So let's give them the tools that they need to be able to do that. It's a lot. Now, if you're using the old form where you have to draw an X or whatever there at the bottom, you're going to follow kind of the same protocol. You're going to talk about this child as a person, talk about the positive things that they are doing, talk about the skills that you see emerging, and talk about what comes next. Give parents little tips and tools so they know what they can be doing at home to support what we're doing here at school. And that's it. You are going to be amazing at this. It's going to be great. I want to take a minute though at the end of this video and just call out the things that we are all experiencing right now. Life is hard, and we are all in a time and a period of a lot of change and what feels like a lot of chaos. I feel like I am living in nothing but chaos right now, and that I am 5 football fields behind the ball. I genuinely do, because I'm trying so hard to learn everything and catch up on everything and understand everything and get the ins and outs of who you are as people and of our families and of our students. And we're planning big events, and I was just gone for 3 days and now I'm back and I'm trying to absorb all this information, and I feel like I'm constantly so far behind. And I know that some of you feel that way too. You're in new age groups, you're working with new co-teachers, you've got this new crazy redhead coming in, knocking things on its head, and that's hard. And let's just acknowledge the heart of it. It's okay to sit here and call it out. It's also okay to acknowledge that change can be healthy and it can be beautiful, and that we are doing really good things here. The teachers that I've talked about who have done the Brigance have really enjoyed it and have gotten positive results. And just so that you know what's going to happen next with that, after I get everybody's copies of the Brigance in, I'm going to take those and I'm going to break it down and really look at our data and see what we're doing. In my last school, when we incorporated the Brigance, across the board, our kids were way behind in their gross motor skills. So that meant that we needed to adjust what we were doing, and we created a gross motor space, and we purchased more materials for our outdoor play space, and we made it a concerted effort to work on that skill set for our entire program. And by the next time that we did the assessments, our students had caught up and we were scoring better. We're going to do the same thing here. If we notice that, hey, we've got kiddos in a lot of our classes who are behind with their fine motor skills or who are behind in their cognitive skills, that just gives us information so that we know how to adjust our teaching practices, and so that we can do what is best for you and for our students and their families. I want you to know what's happening next. Now all of us are on the same page. I want to thank you. I want to thank you for showing up in this space. I want to thank you for the ways that you invest in the lives of these students, the way you love them, the way you care about them, the concern that you have for them. It is truly and genuinely a beautiful, amazing space for children, and you are the ones who do that. I don't do all that work. Our pedagogy team don't do all that work. It takes all of us working together, but you are the ones showing up in the lives of your students every single day, and you are the ones who are making a difference that lasts lifetimes. And I want you to remember that. I know we're all exhausted. We're all stressed out. We've got Grandparents' Day tomorrow. We've got parent-teacher conferences next week, and it's, I don't know, almost practically January. But I want you to remember that you're doing good work in this place, and I'm so thankful that you're here, and I appreciate you, and I value you so much. If you have any other questions about parent-teacher conferences, what needs to be said, you have a kiddo, you're not really sure how to approach their parents about it, come see me. Please come see me Monday or Tuesday so that we can get a good plan in place and we can talk through things. We can loop in your pedagogista if we need to so that everybody's on the same page. But I want to do everything that I can to help you feel like you've been set up for success and that you are equipped to do this work. I love you guys. Have a good night.